All right, the Aftermath boys are back. Had a eventful episode 4 of season 50. Chase, you were more musically inclined than I was growing up. You played in the band at the University of Maryland, so I'm going to let you start us off with your thoughts on how musically focused this season has been. Are you a Zach Brown fan?
I am a Zach Brown fan, and I do like my chicken fried, especially on a Friday night. Yeah, no, I actually was pretty hyped about this. I'll have some thoughts later on about specifically how it went, but it was cool. I liked how they did it. How about yourself?
I wanted to dislike it because I'm such a purist when it comes to Survivor. I really just want gameplay and chaos and strategy and conflict
Yep.
for the most part. But this was very wholesome, and I like Zach Brown. I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. I do feel like it did take away from some camp life and camp time, and that's kind of what I like most about the show is the social
Yeah.
politicking and stuff. But Zach Brown's really cool. I think it was wholesome. It was great because they're trying to find other ways to get some content going on this show.
And honestly, you know what? You got to give it to Survivor for trying new things. You really do. It's Survivor 50. You got to go all out, and um, yeah. I mean,
If you're on the island, that's about as cool of a reward as you
that's
could possibly get. It's like that and a helicopter ride are probably as much you can ask for. Really
I would say outside of loved ones, that is the best
true.
reward you could get.
Very very good point. Yep. Yep, very, very good point. I enjoyed that though. The feast looked amazing. I wonder how much of that Zach actually cooked himself versus they had that kind of pre-prepared for him. But
I
man,
want
what
to
a
say,
catch!
I mean, the outside of the tuna, I want to say he or yeah, they it was probably prepared otherwise, like the kebabs that we saw on the grill, but like the tuna, he definitely did himself.
It could be his like recipes, and he gave it to the production,
Or
like, "Hey,
that
put this
too.
together for me." Yeah. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. That was a very wholesome reward. I appreciated seeing people like Joe and Coach tear up, as soft as that is to say. It was nice
Yeah.
seeing everyone just kind of put the game aside for a moment and just enjoy the once in a lifetime opportunity to see one of the best country music stars there is.
And from what Jeff said, this is the only time it's going to happen on Survivor too. Like he legitimately said after, like during the reward when he was announcing it, like this is the only time that this will happen.
Zach Brown, if you're ever watching this, feel free to join us anytime you want on this podcast. I'd love to test your Survivor knowledge and see how much of a super fan you really are. I mean, you say you've seen every season, man. Name what season this is from. The Casa de Charmin. One of my favorite moments in the show's history.
I forgot about that one to be
Yep.
completely
Oh,
honest. That
yeah.
yeah, that one's incredible.
Do we use it to stash firewood? Nope. We
Nope.
immediately take a
We
fat
just
dump.
everyone just taking turns running in there.
All right. So we get to the beginning of the episode. Steph admits right away to Angelina, I voted for you. Do you think that's a good
Yeah.
move? I mean, it might have actually won her a
I
little.
think I think it did. I think that was a great move, honestly.
Yeah, I was surprised when she said that, but I think it might have actually won her a little favor. I mean, you can go back and check the tapes from episode 3 of our podcast here, but going into this episode, we had Steph at the bottom of our power rankings, and in our weekly pick'em game, I had her as the easy boot. I thought it was a lock that
Yeah,
she was going.
me personally, I thought it was either going to be Steph or Angelina. So, but the fact that Steph was able to admit that to Angelina and they were able to somehow work together a little bit, that was a great move.
So what exactly changed in the span of like 24 hours of game time that Steph was the absolute bottom of that tribe to like the literal swing vote? I don't I guess Christian and her together were the swing vote, but like what changed, man? Was it just too much conflict between the factions? Is it just the David versus Goliath trio? The appearance of that, it just scares people too much because you don't want them to have all the power? Is
I'm sure there's a lot that we didn't see, and we'll be saying that a lot. Uh, but Mike probably, my guess is that Mike ended up talking to each individual person. in the tribe to get what he wanted, and they all kind of came together at one point and were like, "Hey, we can't let Mike do this again because he is rizzing us up."
Yeah. He's
And
very charismatic, and then I mean, Christian said it himself. People are playing for that White Lotus cameo.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Chat,
so
what do
I
you all think?
that's
Let us know in the comments here. Sorry to cut you off there, Chase. I'm just curious what people's thoughts are. How did Stephanie get off the bottom of her tribe there? That really surprised me. I mean, I was convinced that she was donezo. Like she was just dead in the water. It seemed like a clear, easy vote. Keep the tribe strong and
I
move
mean,
on.
another option here is that Emily did too much. Emily kind of actually shifted the target from Steph to Mike by her being so chaotic.
Well, it seemed like she didn't even know, and that wasn't even her intent, really. She was
No,
kind of panicking.
that's what I'm saying. Like unintentionally.
Well, it seemed like even
She
before that, even before they like went to the immunity challenge, it seemed like the tribe dynamics had just shifted completely away from Stephanie. I mean, we saw Ozzy talking about in the like before the music of the intro played, we saw Ozzy say that he wants to eliminate Angela so he can make Mike's only real alliance with him. He wants to be Mike's number one.
Yep.
I mean, that was like one of the focuses at the beginning of the episode. So something
So
changed. Man, I mean, maybe Steph wasn't
mean,
as on the bottom as we thought she was. I mean, I'm willing to admit I was wrong, but I was just so shocked because the way they edited episode 3, it seemed like Steph and Q were a duo, and she was the one left out of the vote. You would think in most situations she's next.
yeah. I think another part that had to do with it is that when Emily, yet again, at the end of the episode, not to jump around too much, but when they were all sitting at camp, they were all locked in to vote out Mike, and she basically spilled the beans to Ozzy. And I think that's really where it all got chaotic.
It seemed like it was kind of locked in at that moment anyway, and Christian was just trying to diffuse the situation to not tip Ozzy off. And then you saw him being like, no, 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 it's Angelina. It's Angelina. Because I think he knew that he had to have Ozzy vote Angelina for the 3-2-1 to work.
Yeah.
And then not tip off Ozzy to put his vote on Emily. I think that they sold it to Angelina, Mike, and Ozzy as a 2-2 split. And then it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter where the other two vote, and that's what gives you the power of the 2-3 or the 3-2-1.
3-2-1.
We originally debuted by Cirie Fields, in I believe in Panama. First time the 3-2-1 was done was by Cirie Fields, probably Panama, and at the time people were saying that was the greatest move in the show's history. I would argue at that point in time it was the greatest move in the show's history. Anyway, the classic 3-2-1 vote. We've seen it a few times throughout the history of the show. Think it's happened in the new era. I think we got it with Operation Italy in season 47. I know we got it in Winners at War with Tony eliminating Sophie.
Yep.
It's just anytime there's a 3-2-1 vote in this show, I really appreciate it because that takes a lot of coordination and it's excellent gameplay if you can pull that off. In a 6-person situation, a 3-2-1 vote is really impressive for the 3 to pull that off. So props to Christian, props to Emily, and props to Steph for pulling that off. And a lot of props to Steph for just shutting her mouth and letting the tides take her wherever they take her. And she stayed alive. And sometimes that's all you need to go deep.
When you know you're going home, you just shut your mouth and roll with it.
Yep.
Anyone but me.
Yep. So, Ozzy kind of played himself a little bit. Let his ally down. Made it. He kind of telegraphed what he wanted to do too much, and it made it easy to play around him. So what do you think of the talent show? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I had one more question there. So
okay,
now that Mike is gone, Ozzy and Steph were trying to pull Emily in. So now there's just Christian and Angelina. What do you think's going to happen when now that there's only a David versus Goliath 2? Their tribe is probably going to lose again, and now Emily is a swing vote. Where do you think she's going to go?
I think Ozzy's a loose cannon. He's not going to want to work with anyone on that tribe. He's probably just going to play his idol for himself. especially that he knows the Billie Eilish idol thing is going to come back. So he knows if he doesn't play it, he knows he's going to be a target at the merge. So I think he's just going to play it if he gets into a dangerous situation. I think Christian and Emily are like a locked in duo at this point. I don't think they're going to flip on each other. So I don't really think Emily is necessarily in the swing position. If anything, I think Steph is in the swing position here. It's like, does she stay with Christian and Emily? Because they're down to 5 on that tribe now. So it's
they're
like,
down to 5.
Can
It's
Ozzy and
it's
Angelina
a 2-2-1.
work? Can Ozzy and Angelina work to get Steph, or does she just stay with Christian? And I mean, when you get into a voting block with someone and you successfully vote with someone and build trust with them, it's hard to just turn around and flip like that. And Steph has traditionally been a loyal player, so I think she's just going to ride with Christian and Emily and just play it safe to the merge, because if she does that, she's safe. And it could easily just flip on her. I mean, we saw how close it was with Q's situation. It was probably Steph if it wasn't Q.
It was Steph. Yeah,
so
we can for sure say it was Steph if it wasn't Q.
I mean, I was totally wrong last week when I said Steph is a lock to go home. I am just going to do the same thing this week. I think Angelina's a lock to go home. It's going to be I think Angelina's, if that tribe goes to tribal, she's a lock to go home, because you have Christian, Emily, and Steph in a voting block. They have the power. They don't need to do anything. I mean, they just need to just stay together and get to the merge. Ozzy has an idol. He'll probably play it for himself. So she's the easy vote. And we saw there's a double elimination coming next week. So I think that's even more of a lock that she's gone. With that being said, I don't think the Blue tribe is going to lose. They just seem so freaking strong. So I would imagine that the Orange tribe probably loses. And then that also was hinted at with the Charlie versus Rizzo thing coming to a head here.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that
we have
not to spoil it for those in chat who are in our weekly pick'em game, but I'm probably putting Ozzy, Angelina, Rizzo, and Charlie in my lineup next week. I would imagine those 4 people are in serious danger, and then I will probably pick one of Genevieve or Aubrey from that other tribe, just because those are probably who's in danger. I think that's what I'm going with, though. I really think those are who's going to get eliminated. But yeah, I think that is probably the most likely situation. I mean, we know this tribe, they're the purple tribe, Vatu. They're struggling. They're probably going back to tribal.
They just can't keep up physically.
Yeah.
All they have physically is Ozzy.
So you have a very strong probability Angelina goes home from that tribe. And then if what's the Orange tribe's name again? Kahlo. If Kahlo goes to tribal, I mean, they've clearly telegraphed there's a Operation Bad Blood Taylor Swift reference there from Rizzo to Charlie. So I guess somebody spilled the beans that Charlie is coming for Rizzo. So Rizzo has to make a move. Rizzo has an idol. So who knows? Maybe he just plays it this time, saves himself. Charlie goes home. Ozzy plays his. Angelina goes home. Clean votes. That's my prediction. I mean, I'll probably submit that tonight, to be honest with you, the picks for next week.
They're going head to head. So
yeah, it's about time we get some double eliminations. We got a long way to go we have 19 players left, and I think there's 16 days of the show or something like that. We're on day 10.
Next episode is starting on day 10.
Yeah, so I mean, we got to eliminate a lot of people fast, unless they're just going to do a match casualty event at the Mergatory, which I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I wanted to ask you about the talent show.
But anyways, yeah, the talent show. Also, this is where I'm going to correct myself. Sela is orange and Kahlo is blue.
I thought Sela
I had it
was
the other.
Blue.
It was the other way around.
Okay.
We're gonna do a quick fact check
here. I'm gonna pull up the cast list right now. Kahlo blue, Sela orange. So I have that backwards. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Sela is orange. Kahlo is blue.
Cool. Okay.
But
yeah.
The talent show. I mean, again, honestly, with the kind of the fun of the season 50, I thought it was kind of cute. But I guarantee I know you who started that. And it was Rizzo, because he did the same thing back on his old tribe right at the start, where they were all doing their little swag surf, whatever, going through, and Colby wasn't having it. And then he was like, oh, I liked it. So talent show definitely started by Rizzo. He was trying to get closer to his tribe by, getting their vibes up and whatnot with that. Um, so what was shown? We had Devins was juggling. That was, I think, the start.
Yes, and I think he did a little like joke with it, or like his news anchor voice or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, you know what, Devins, if you got it, if you can juggle, good for you. It wasn't quite there. Next, we had Rizzo imitating Mickey Mouse, and honestly, I know a lot of people who can imitate Mickey Mouse, so I wasn't too impressed by that one.
It must have been better than we saw because he was the
But
winner.
then the last one, Jonathan and Charlie, who are wrestling. I loved that one. That seemed like a perfect imitation of wrestling to me. Jonathan, we're probably going to see him on WWE at some point after this season.
That'd be fun. Based on
But
the edit of the talent show, I'm surprised they didn't win. Like
I
Rizzo's,
really thought Jonathan and Charlie were going to win that one, and that leads me into asking you, what did you think about Charlie's reaction of getting second and losing to Rizzo?
yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, man. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest Charlie fan when he played his first game. I was rooting hard for Kenzie in that final tribal council. So I don't know, man. I expected more out of Charlie. It seemed like he handled his loss very well in season 46. So all
Mhm.
of this like resentment and hostility and anger that he's bottled up surprised me. I mean, he does a good job of disguising it, but you gotta
I'm
move on, man. Like be a man.
I'm surprised it
Nut
lasted
up.
this long. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
Like nut up, honestly. You gotta move on from this.
and you know what? You made it to second place on Survivor. You only lost by 2 votes.
All it's
Like
gonna do
that's
is come back to haunt you. This is unnecessary conflict. It's just gonna come back to bite you ultimately. Like you don't need to force this conflict for no particular reason other than that you have internal resentment towards something that Rizzo was not a part of. And like if you look at Rizzo, he's a kid. He's less mature than you are, Charlie. So part of manhood, in my opinion, is like having mature, intelligent, emotional conversations and
so
not
I
just holding
also
something in and being vengeful. It just surprises me, man. It really surprises me about Charlie. And I think this is ultimately going to be his downfall. I mean, they're really hinting at it with this edit. He's not getting a good edit. Aside from
I
his playful content with the toe ring and the talent show and that type of stuff, like we really haven't gotten any good content out of him. It's been a lot of negative content from Charlie, which is surprising.
I will say I do if this is true, I haven't 100% fact checked this, but I did see something this past week where there was a specific clip, if you remember, from 46, where Maria was telling Charlie that he will be Uncle Charlie and they'll be friends outside the show and whatnot. Um, Again, I'm not sure if this was because of Charlie's reaction after the vote or whatever, but from what I saw, it was more Maria after 46 ended decided to not necessarily cut Charlie off, but she was like, "Oh yeah, I was just saying that because it was a game." And that's where Charlie has the resentment. Not because she didn't vote for him, but because he thought that that was a genuine connection outside the game. And she was just like, "No, this is just the game of Survivor."
It's a cold world. It's a cold world we live
So
in.
if that's true, I honestly I would tend to side with not side with Charlie. I could see why he would feel bad about that, but you never know. It's
You know,
Survivor.
they gave him a very strategic looking, appearing edit in season 46, and he hasn't gotten any of that in season
No,
50.
but that I will agree with. He's kind of like sat in the background so far.
A lot of
And
these new era
like
contestants are getting a quiet edit, man. Like Dee, Tiffany, Camilla, Charlie. There's been a bunch of them. Quiet.
but kind of like you said, we're getting
Joe?
Mean Girl Charlie this season so far.
I don't even know if it's Mean Girl energy. It's just kind of like whiny. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so
I
we
mean,
got
yeah. Okay. You know, we can call it whiny at this point. If it's getting the same thing over and over and over again. I'll agree there. But also to end that, we got a Liz "I'm pissed" quote here.
We did get a Liz moment. I see we got some comments in the chat here. I just want to ask the people that just joined us recently. We asked at the beginning, what do you guys think Steph did to get herself off the bottom? Like, it was very surprising to both of us that she got off of the bottom out of nowhere. Do you guys know what she like did in that 24 hours post tribal? Because it seemed like to us she was a lock to go home. I just want to pull up a comment here from Yabo in the meantime while they're processing it. Ozzy not only voted for Sophie, but actively campaigned against Coach, yet Coach still forgave Ozzy.
Yeah.
Coach, that is true. Coach, hell of a player. Gave Ozzy a chance. And then Ozzy burned a bridge a little bit. I mean,
you know,
we'll see.
Coach forgave Ozzy because he plays with honor and integrity, and deep down, you know, Ozzy is his number one, and that is his honor and integrity. We actually didn't get any honor or integrity this episode.
Well, that tribe was too busy just enjoying their time with Zach Brown. So I don't see why you wouldn't just live in the moment, man. No need to highlight that tribe when there's not much to show. They're happy, they're fed, they're satisfied. But yeah, that clip of Liz was very very nice, man. Charlie goes, I think he said something like Rizzo's my mortal enemy, even, which is a bold statement to make, Charlie.
Enemy.
Very, very bold to make. This is what I mean when I say he's not getting a very good edit. It seems like they're setting him up for like the jester role where he's just going to get clapped here. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Lizzo, oh my gosh, if Rizzo takes Charlie down here. They kind of hinted at it. Operation Bad Blood. We'll see. But yeah, the Liz I'm pissed clip was excellent. That was very nice.
Right after that Charlie clip too.
Yep.
Charlie's like, I'm feeling like Liz right now. I'm pissed. So then we go over to the Kahlo Beach. They're kind of, you know, kumbaya for a while. And then Genevieve notices that Aubrey is gone.
That was awesome. That was really fun.
And Aubrey feels like it was only like 5 minutes, but it was probably more than 5 minutes. But what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, Genevieve's got her sights set on Aubrey. You can't let your enemy get too far away. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So Genevieve is trying to track Aubrey, probably spy on her, probably just keep a close eye on her and lost sight on her because she wants to know, is Aubrey finding this idol? I got to find it myself. So I think she lost Aubrey and then just starts saying her name with the hopes that Aubrey mutters some noise or falls and breaks a stick or whatever and just makes noise and Genevieve can keep tracking her. So that's kind of my read on the situation. There's clearly a passive aggressiveness happening between these two ladies, which is excellent. I just love that juicy.
Can't wait to see when this goes to a fucking war.
I think it's going to be at the merge, dude. That tribe's not losing.
No.
That tribe's not losing. I think both of them are setting sail to the merge. Unless there's another tribe swap, maybe we'll get some chaos there. But I think it's going to be a merge conflict. How crazy would it be, though? So we'll get to this. Actually, I'll make a quick point before I get to this prediction I'm going to make.
Okay.
But Genevieve finds a second Billie Eilish boomerang idol. Sends it to Rizzo and actively says she wants to set Rizzo up for a blind side later on. Genevieve is a savage. What a bold statement to make. What a bold bold statement to make. Setting
Genevieve is
Rizzo up.
blazing.
She doesn't
She's
even
playing.
know his game. She doesn't know that he's like capable of bluffing these idols and holding it for a long time. So really bold statement to make. I love it though. Genevieve is coming out guns blazing this season. You love to see it from a new era contestant. And that's why she's not one of these quietly edited new era players. I think I named 5 new era players that are having boring, quiet edits. Genevieve is the opposite of that. And I'm all here for it. She's bringing conflict. She's bringing drama. She's bringing high-level gameplay. And everybody loves her.
This was kind of the same as her edit as a 47, though. So is it going to be around the same? I would love to see her go far. I love Genevieve. I love her game. I love that she started to bring chaos in a, I don't want to necessarily say a villain way, but
I think her and Aubrey fit the same archetype all too well. So it's definitely one of those like this town ain't big enough for 2 situations.
Yep.
One of them's got to go. And I don't think one of them's got to go at the merge. And I don't think the other one can coexist with the other one while they're on the same beach. So it's just going to happen. But how crazy would it be if we find ourselves in a situation where Genevieve gets eliminated by a Billie Eilish boomerang idol because of Aubrey after Genevieve finds 2 of them herself and cannot use either of them?
That would be absolutely insane.
The Mother V Twitter Blue Sky people will just lose their mind over that. I mean, I know she's one of the most popular new era players, one of the most popular contestants on the show, to be honest with you. I mean, she's got a lot of fans online.
Yeah,
and they ride for her. That will not go well with the fan base. And I will also be upset about that because I think it's ridiculous that all 3 idols that were hid cannot be used by the person that found them. At least like in the past, they have had different variations of similar idols or similar advantages spread out at the same time. If you're going to do all 3 the same thing like that, I guess that's fair technically, but is it truly fair at the end of the day?
I mean, it's Survivor. You can't.
Yeah.
It's Survivor. It's Survivor 50, dude. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but you signed up to play Survivor 50, where it was in the hands of the fans, new rules, so on and so forth. Like, you got to be okay with whatever hand you're dealt with.
Yeah, I think you're right. My qualms are more with the format of the Billie Eilish boomerang idol itself as an advantage. I think that's what I don't.
Well, then why aren't you working for CBS production? Why aren't you part of that
That'd
team?
be a dream job, man. Don't sign me up. I'll quit.
I actually have no problems with this whatsoever. I mean, sure. I mean, good for Genevieve for finding both, and maybe both will work out in her favor. If she gets voted out and she doesn't have one, then that's just the story of season 50. The first idol was the boomerang, and she gambled and she lost. At least it's not a 50-50 coin.
So I want to talk about Billie Eilish actually for a minute here. We've addressed it in the past here on our show. Why is she silent? It doesn't make any sense, man. I did see in like, I guess just social media stuff. It seemed like Survivor like actively reached out to her really hard and wanted to get her name on this. And it wasn't necessarily her reaching out to the show. It seemed like CBS more was pushing to get her involved. And then they gave her like a catalog of options and said, what do you like the best? And the boomerang idol was one of those options. And she picked that herself. So that I think is starting to hint at to me like, oh, okay. Survivor wants like Billie Eilish just to, I guess, have the Gen Z recognition or something with the kids and all that. And Billie Eilish doesn't want Survivor as much as Survivor wants her. And clearly, like, I don't know, man. It's awkward to me because you have people like Zach Brown who want this so badly to the point where he'll come out on the island. And then you get someone like Billie Eilish with three idols in the game that are active named after her to the point where the players are required to say her first and last name when they talk about the idol because it's literally named the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol, and she's not involved with the show in any way. It doesn't make sense. It's so weird.
My question: has Zach Brown posted on Survivor or posted on any social media so far?
I would have to search that right now. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that. So I can't say anything. I know again, like you said, we talked about this on our show before. I think it's strange, but if none of the celebrities are doing it, then
oh, I hit something. Sorry.
If none of the celebrities are doing it, then maybe there is like an NDA or something like that you brought up before, where you can't say anything until the end of the season.
It's just weird to me. If she's not involved with the show by the end of the season, it's just gonna reek of like pick me desperation from Survivor.
I'm gonna hold my opinion on that until we see what happens.
All right. Well, we got into the topic of Zach Brown again. The reward was awesome. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. One of the all-time best rewards, at least the best reward of the new era, hands down.
Best reward of the new era. One thing I did want to bring up is they were all saying this is the best reward Survivor's ever had. And, a lot of those players who were playing in that season never had a family visit. A loved one visit.
And there's also been some incredible ones as well. The coral reef visit in Australia comes to mind. The helicopter rides of the teens era of Survivor comes to mind.
I think my favorite was the
trip to the volcano. Sorry,
no, diving with the jellyfish.
Yep, that one was pretty cool.
That was also
to the volcano in Redemption Island is pretty cool. The trip to the volcano. The one where they go to the African village and give the kids like soccer balls and clothes with Ethan in Africa.
I also loved those ones too.
Yeah.
There were many of those. So I'd want to say, while this reward was really, really cool and maybe the best reward in the new era. I wouldn't say all of Survivor, but in new era,
probably since season 30. I would have to go back and look at every single reward to confirm that. Probably since season 30. Chad, if you have any other rewards that come to mind, let us know. Do you think Zach Brown really caught all those fish? Those giant ass fish? You think that was him?
So I did want to ask you about this. It almost looked like the guy who was scuba diving in the water was like a stunt actor.
Yeah, like a body double.
Because I was looking at the color of the beard. It was like the way the beard was showing and like the wrinkles on the back of the head. And Zach Brown doesn't really have those wrinkles, and his beard wasn't as red and yellow as the guy who was scuba diving in the water was. Not that I don't discredit what he was saying about like how he can spear dive and spearfish and stuff like this, but in the exact time constraint that they needed, I don't think that was him.
I didn't look too much into the details of who the spearfisher was. I would probably say that it was Zach Brown. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I would imagine he's a highly skilled spearfisher, considering he's got all the money in the world and does this for fun at home. I just think it's hard to compare what he's doing with proper gear and like oxygen tanks and professional scuba equipment to like what Jonathan and Ozzy do when they're spearfishing with just the like literal spear and holding their breath.
That makes sense. And then on the other hand, there was like with the equipment that he did had, if it was him, he was able to spear 2 giant tuna. Like Ozzy and Jonathan aren't spearing those. They're not able to get down far enough to spear those. So, I mean, they were huge.
Yeah, and the Survivor production team definitely set him up to get like a really good catch, a really good haul. Like they wanted him to bring back something badass. So that was cool to see those scenes. I'll have to rewatch it and look for those little details you mentioned and see how I think about that. I can't really give a definitive statement there. I will say it was pretty cool that Zach got a confessional in the actual reward, like with the name Zach on there. That was cool. That's got to be a cool feeling for him rewatching the show.
So this is kind of what I wanted to come back to at the beginning, from the beginning of our stream. I felt like the start of it was more geared towards Zach, which I didn't like as much. I changed my mind at the end because we got some coach confessional, we got some Colby confessional. But like you said at the beginning as well, like this is the game of Survivor. Zach came out here to be on season 50 and add to the contestants, give something to them for season 50. I almost felt like the first half of that reward, or excuse me, the first half of the sanctuary was a Zach confessional. That I didn't like so much. If it was like a quick, like 30-second confessional, I'd understand that. But I was like, Zach's not playing Survivor. Zach's here to support the players and be there for him.
They got to get their money's worth with these celebrity appearances, the guest fees, and all that. They're probably paying him so much money. They got to get that like justification to CBS why we gave Zach Brown 50 grand appearance fee or whatever they paid him and a free flight on Fiji Airways.
I mean, to that point, if he's that much of a super fan, which props to him, I did not know that he was a Survivor super fan. I did not know that he's seen all 50 seasons. I love that. But to that point, then he should just play Survivor.
It's probably deeper than that. Man's got a lot going on in his life. You know, it takes away from the opportunity for him to tour, make music, spend time with his band and stuff. Like I don't know if there's I don't know if he's like that dedicated where he would sacrifice things in his life where the average Joe, it's not that big of a deal to people like you and I. You know, we're not living as crazy lives as he is. So it's kind of hard to put ourselves in that shoes, but I thought it was tasteful. You know, it was a little stretched out for me. I would have liked to see more of him interacting with the tribe more versus him just kind of talking about himself. But it was tasteful enough. I didn't hate it too much. Just as long as we're not doing that every season and like multiple times a season, if that's like once every 10 seasons, okay, sure. Yeah.
But then there was the second half where he was interacting with the tribe. And then again, we did get the heartfelt coach confessional. We did get the heartfelt Colby confessional. He was playing the song in front of them. We got tears because of just how his song just related to them on the island, and they could tell that like he cared so much. And he also debuted a new song as well.
I don't know if it was a debut song or like something off his new album, maybe.
Yeah,
but I think some people recognize the word, so it's probably like something from the new album, is my guess.
No, that the one he specifically, the one at the very end, he said it was new. That wasn't the one that Colby was mouthing or whatever. I don't think. I would have to rewatch.
I think they were singing it. They were like singing along. Maybe he told them to sing a line or something, but
no,
it was just nice to not have.
He told them to echo. That's what it was. He said, "When I say this, you say this."
It's just nice to not have like a reward where people are scrambling for an advantage or looking for a clue or like strategizing or playing whatever. It's just all bliss and peace and unity. All right, so let's get off the topic of peace and bliss and unity. We go back to the Vatu tribe.
So anyways, yeah.
We immediately get Angela's the clear target. Mike's trying to flip it on Emily. Emily tries to flip it on to Mike. Mike brings up Gabby to Christian, and that sets Christian off, and we just have a shitstorm ruin on Vatu. Yeah. What's your read on that tribe, man? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit here at the beginning of the episode of our podcast, but they're a disaster. They are a disaster. Emily brings the chaos with her everywhere she goes, and she is just a disaster tribe with two legs.
Going into this episode, most viewers, I'm just going to say that right now, most viewers knew this tribe was going to lose. And me and you both thought Emily and Angelina would be first. Stephanie. Yeah, Steph and Angelina would be the first to go out. No one knew what kind of, like you said, shitstorm was going to happen in these past we had 1 or 2 days of footage today. I think 2. Maybe
Yeah,
only
2.
1. Maybe that was only
Might
day
have just
10.
been 1. Yeah, 1 day and a half, something like that.
But their tribe is just a shit show.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. I mean, I think the most solid thing that tribe has is Christian and Emily. Maybe I can't even say that for sure.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy and Stephanie, maybe, but Stephanie left Ozzy out of the vote, so
It just surprised me that Christian was so hurt by the Gabby comment. I mean, this show really breaks you
that's a
down.
great
Like when
point.
you're out
Yeah.
there starving and
I mean,
not
he said
eating.
he hasn't cried for over 7 years about that. That was the first time he was ever emotional about that.
Mike knows how to work people. And in that moment, Mike kind of buried himself. I think Christian, once he heard that, he was like, all right, that's it. I cannot take this guy any further because 1, people want the White Lotus cameos, and 2, he knows how to cut deep.
Yeah.
And that can either win people over or, like, I don't know. So I think Christian and Emily and Steph made the right move tonight. I think that was the best way to go ultimately for them. Mike probably is going to flip on them anyway after the merge, so just get rid of him now. At least you know Emily's with you, and at least you know Angelina is on the ropes and will probably do anything to just save herself, and will probably just join you. Throw Ozzy under the bus, throw whoever under the bus.
So I'm on the opposite side of there. I was going back and forth most of the night, but if I were in Christian's shoes, I think I would have gone Emily. And that's because she's proven herself to be a loose cannon at this point and will tell all of your secrets, and you can't trust that. It's one of those game things where, like, you know Mike's game. So let's say you cut Emily. So there's still Christian, Mike, Angelina. There's still the Dave vs. Goliath 3 versus Ozzy and Stephanie. That's a 3-2 if they want to stay together. Versus the other side where they cut Mike. So Emily has already said that she's trying to get closer to Ozzy and that she wanted to keep Ozzy, even though she kept him out of the vote, but still kind of hinted at him that that's where the vote was going to go. So there is a very easy opportunity for Emily to go with Stephanie and Ozzy in the new Black Vote era. And now all of a sudden, Christian and Angelina are on the bottom on a 3-2. I just think it would make most sense in my head.
Well, you got to look at their past history. So Mike has already voted out Christian in the past. And in David vs. Goliath, he told Christian he was working with him and then lied to him and voted him out, which
that's correct. But also, but Christian has other connections across the other tribes.
But he's not going to get to that point anytime soon. There's not going to be a tribe swap most likely, and you still got probably 2 or 3 more votes until the merge anyway. So he's got to think long ahead. To lose an ally who you know is voting with you versus Mike, who's a known flip-flopper. Like, Mike could be with you, could not be with you. At least you know Emily, as a loose cannon, sure, is a liability, but she's going to be voting with you no matter what. She's not going to flip on you.
I think Mike and I'm the opposite. I again, like, I think Mike would have voted with Angelina and Christian at least.
Well, it's convenient for Mike, but I mean,
at least until the merge. I think that's exactly what he would have done. I don't think he was voting Christian out next.
The problem is, if Christian cuts Emily there, he's just next. He's just such easy pickings for Mike and Ozzy and Angelina because they're not going to want to cut Steph because she has truly no one. And Christian's more dangerous. And at that point, when it's just Steph versus Christian, tribe strength, let's just get rid of Christian.
And then I think it's way too obvious. Ozzy's the next one after that.
He's got an idol.
But they don't know that.
Yes, they do. Everybody knows it. Q told them.
Oh, that's right. Q did tell them.
and they also know that Q told them that Ozzy can't even give it. He has to play it for himself. He can't play it for anyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
So in that situation, Christian's got to get rid of one of the David versus Goliath 3. Plus, that stops becoming a topic of conversation for the other players and the other tribes. Like, oh, look at this trio. That's dangerous.
The trio would have been that would have put a huge target on them too.
So if it were like someone that wasn't a super close ally to him in Emily, then maybe. But like when he said like Emily's been his number one from the beginning, you can't cut that. And also like Mike hurt his feelings. Mike made him cry.
You know, it made sense that I think Christian was hanging out with Gabby and Davey either today or yesterday, and they made a post about it. And I was like, as soon as I saw that moment, I was like, oh, that's where that came from.
God, dude, I love Davey so much. Shout out Davey Rickenbacker, just the biggest snub from this season. It's such a shame that he didn't make this cast list. Davey, if you're ever listening to this, I freaking love you, dude. I love what you do on social media. I love the blurred archetype. You're one of the best blurs in the show's history. And it's such a shame that you were an alternate for this season and they cut you at the last minute. I don't know who they replaced you with or who you would have replaced, but man, Davey would have brought it on this season. He's so entertaining. Such a shame. I think he was the alternate and they were like, if anybody drops off, Davey gets put in.
He was the number one alternate.
I love Davey Rickenbacker.
That is a shame. Yeah, Davey's an icon. We love you, Davey.
Let's go to Tribal here. We talked about Emily blowing up Christian's plan to Ozzy, and then Christian kind of diffused it, put Ozzy at bay, made it so that 3-2-1 vote was still a possibility.
Yep.
Do you think Emily at Tribal saying the vibes are off was her trying to just kind of like distract and deflect and keep the original plan intact?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, I think that might have actually helped Ozzy stay comfortable to the point where they knew that their 3-2-1 can be executed properly. So that might have been a fake out or a bluff vibes are off call.
Yeah, no, I think that helped Ozzy feel more comfortable with sticking with his Angelina vote.
Yeah, like oh, Emily's scared. That's because we're voting her out. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page there. And then, yeah, Mike White voted out 3-2-1. Ozzy was pissed in the preview for next episode. We saw the Operation Bad Blood comment. And then what was the last thing in the preview for the next episode? Did you catch that? I think there was like 3 main things they showed.
I only caught the same thing, the double elimination and then the bad blood. Those are the only 2 major things that I saw.
All right. Well, let's get into our... Oh, you know what? Before we get into it, I want to say if you've made it this far into the video, please give us a like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We appreciate it. We're obviously a new podcast. We can't compete with people like Rob Sesternino, but, you know, we're fans. We're diehards. We've seen every season. Give us a thumbs up if you made it this far. We love you all that view us and chat with us. Thank you very much.
Next thing, this week, I know last week I said that we're going to be doing a weekly Survivor fan shout out or Survivor content creator shout out, but I think this week's got to go to Zach Brown. So Zach Brown
and Billy
Zach Brown, you're going to be tagged in this one. And then next week we'll get back to our Survivor content creator.
And then one other thing I was thinking, so you know, the know-it-alls do the fishy every week. They give an award out. Stephen Fishbach gives an award for the best player of the week. Should we do something similar, like the Aftermath Award, award it to the best player? I don't want to just copy what other podcasts do, but like,
if we do,
I think it's a
little too early.
Maybe we can pull that up at the merge then. Player of the week type
maybe
thing. MVP
merge or an MVP of the week sort of thing. Yeah. Also, MVP of the week. I know we said we aren't doing it, but Jonathan, yet again, in that immunity challenge, just handled it all by himself.
Pushing the boat all by himself.
Just pushing the boat all by himself. He is I mean, there was Colby and Joe on the other team, and Jonathan basically by himself was doing it. Also swimming through the water, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. I was wondering why Jonathan wasn't too far ahead of everyone else, and that's because there was a clip of Camilla on his back. He was literally swimming with Camilla hanging onto him. There was another one there. Oh, we also got another Christian shot of him looking through a net when they were pushing the boat. Christian, we got another Christian face through a net. Was there any other funny small little clips I saw? I think that kind of covers that for the week.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job with the subtle editing. I do find it fun to catch those things. And one thing I will notice, I will say that I noticed in this episode is after the Vatu tribe formally lost immunity, when Jeff said, "One of you will be going home tonight," the person in the frame was Mike White. So
it was
I think
you did call that out. You absolutely called
when we were
that
watching
out.
it live together. Yep.
Yes.
I do think that's important to pay attention to the rest of the season. They're giving us subtle hints with a lot of the edits. So that's why I think that Rizzo or Charlie is in big danger next episode, because they hinted at it in the previous scenes. So let's get into it. I started this off with just a quick 6 in our power rankings. I think Angelina firmly on the bottom, Ozzy right behind her, but he's got an idol. Rizzo, Charlie, one of them is probably going home. Genevieve, Aubrey, if we go to that tribe, one of them is probably going home. Anybody else you'd put in this very much in danger range of these 6? I think this is probably the 6 that I'm most worried about. I don't think I would classify anyone else as like directly in danger as much as them.
I mean, I would personally, kind of like for the same reasons that we're thinking longevity, how long they last. Aubrey, Ozzy. I guess Aubrey I would put higher because she's on a stack tribe and she has an idol. She's making it another.
Who's in more danger than her, though?
Literally anyone on purple.
Yeah. I guess so.
I mean, I'm just thinking again, as far as longevity, Aubrey's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I don't know, man.
No one on Sela is going anywhere anytime soon.
I guess so. They could lose. We can't just say there's 100% chance they win. There's probably a 5% chance they lose. Well, in 2 out of 3 situation, they could lose. They could lose to Orange.
It depends on the challenge.
Jonathan's on Orange, man. They could lose. They could lose. I don't know. I gotta put someone from that tribe in there, in that range. And who else in that tribe's in more danger than those 2?
Aubrey has gone out with an idol in her pocket before, though. So
yeah. I don't think anyone on that tribe's in more danger than those 2. And Genevieve's firmly below Aubrey because Genevieve does not have an idol, even though she found 2. All right, we're splitting hairs here. Let's keep going. I guess Emily, maybe, and then like Steph.
Would say Emily, Steph.
Probably Steph first.
Steph first.
Emily, Christian. I mean, Christian's set up for the long haul. I don't think they're voting him out.
I mean, we didn't think Mike was going out anytime soon last week.
Yeah,
we had Mike pretty high.
What do we have him at last week? Damn, we had him at 4 last week. Holy cannoli. Wow. We had 20.
Wow. Mike was the biggest drop there.
I don't think I can think Christian's still top 10. So here I can go
higher.
Let's get this is just, I don't think any of these people are going home at this point. I
mean, I still think Chrissy is still
Chrissy, yeah, Chrissy. Good point. Good point. Chrissy's definitely the 11 there. Yeah.
I also just want to make another call out. The same thing we brought up last week. How would you feel if Coach told you that you talk too much?
I mean, I adore Coach. I freaking idolize him. So I'd probably be like, "Sir, yes, sir." I'll shape up and salute him. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'll fall in line.
I just think it's hilarious that of all people, I mean, I love Coach too, but love him or hate him, he talks way too much. And the fact that Chrissy was told that she talks too much by Coach, I think that was great. So we finally got a D confessional this week. I do want to just bring that up. I saw you put her at 10. I think D's only had 1 or 2 confessionals the whole season so far.
Yep.
So maybe we'll start seeing a
Very
little bit
much
more
focused
from
on Zach
her.
Brown in her past. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty deep moment.
Uh, and then number 1, are we putting Jonathan?
Are we putting John?
I think
We've
so, man. I really
we've
do.
we've
I
gotten
mean, we
called
can
out.
talk about this. I'm just giving an initial walkthrough here.
We've gotten called out by our haters for putting Jonathan number one, like what, week 1 or week 2?
I don't think he's going anywhere in the pre-merge. He's an easy target at the merge, of course, but right now he's not going anywhere. And Christian seems set up for a long run in this game. He's got such a beautiful edit. I don't think they would do him dirty after editing him this well. Coach, everyone loves him and wants to work with him. I don't think we're getting any negative coach content aside from his beef with Ozzy, and I think he has more allies than Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy basically just has Suri. Rick seems primed. He's kind of quieted down, but his tribe is winning. Joe, I just feel like he's going long. We haven't seen anything negative from Joe aside from his beef with Rick, but like that's something you can work through. Colby, another one, challenge beast. Seems like he's in a good spot right now in his tribe. Doesn't seem like he's in danger. Suri, social queen. Everybody loves her. They're literally saying, I don't want to vote her out, but I know I have to, but I'm not going to. I think we saw 2 people say that last episode.
Yep.
Quiet episode from her. That's probably a good thing at this point in the game. Same thing with Camilla and Tiffany. Quiet episode. Probably a good thing from them. Don't think they're in danger. Dee getting a little more attention. Maybe that's a bad sign. She is the last winner. I don't feel as safe about her as I do.
So there was one quote that Dee did say that stuck out to me. And it was that, that's what it was. It was that for her, second isn't good enough. Second's not winning. And that's why she was upset that she lost the immunity reward. I think that was actually a really interesting moment for her to get, again, one of her very few confessionals this season, was that her tribe placed second. And one of her first few confessionals was that second isn't winning.
I don't want to think that's foreshadowing to her winning this season. I don't think they're going to get a back-to-back.
I mean, you've already said that. You've already said that with the medevac with Kyle. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference in between your theory of Kyle said one of you guys better win versus mine saying second isn't good enough.
It's just that type of thing.
What's
historically stands out for me.
Okay.
And I think it's such a long shot for Dee to win this game. The difference is I'm talking about like a group of 6 or 7 people versus just one person who's already won the game.
Sure.
And Kyle was the only winner on his tribe. There's no other winner on that original tribe. And I guess Q's gone, so that's one less person. But I don't think Dee's winning this game. I'd put a pretty heavy bet on that. They're just going to cut her at the merge. She'll probably make the merge. I would bet she makes the merge and is probably like voted out shortly after the merge.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. I was just curious.
There's just no way that once it gets down to the like final 7, final 6 range, they're gonna look at her and be like, "She's a winner. Get her the fuck out of here." Like we're not gonna let her win again. It has to be a non-winner.
My point being is, I was saying all this about you saying Kyle said, "Oh, one of you guys better win." That was my point.
They like to put big moments like that in the show.
See, exactly. It's not necessarily true or going to happen. They just have to put that stuff in there.
I mean, maybe Dee finishes second place. Maybe that's it. I mean, maybe that could be that could be it, dude. Now that you've got me on this tangent, that's more likely than her winning, I think. I could very well see her actually getting taken to the end and being like the second place finalist, actually, or the second place finisher. That's probably what they showed it for, actually. Yeah. But in all likelihood, in all likelihood, I do think she makes the merge and then just gets cut at the merge because she's a winner. Easy vote. Everyone's cool with it. She's the only winner left. Nobody's going to stick up for her, and the rest of us are safe. Cool.
Yeah.
Easy vote. 10-1 or whatever. Like, just get her out of here. D uses her shot in the dark, and then it's a Caleb situation. Yeah. Anyone else you want to argue about on this? I feel pretty good about this list.
Not really. Actually,
Yeah.
this week that was just I saw her name down there and I was like, oh, I did
I
want to
mean, we
bring
could
that
get
up
into the
earlier.
semantics of like everyone above Steph and Emily. Really, I don't really have too
I'm
much of a
I'm
gripe about any
fine
of these.
with
Maybe
this week.
maybe we're being a little male bias at the top, if anything. But do any of the women scream winners edit to you so far?
Mm,
The only person I'm screaming winners edit about right now is Christian.
Genevieve.
Yes, if she can survive Aubrey, yes.
If she can survive Aubrey, I think Genevieve
Yes.
has a very good shot. Honestly, whoever survives each other.
Yes.
Like this.
Yes. I actually agree with you about that. Yes. Whichever one of those two comes out on top when they finish clashing heads and eliminate one of them, that person would have a very strong winner's edit. Correct. Yeah. Maybe Cirie. Cirie's got a good edit. Cirie's got a very good edit.
I don't like necessarily. Yeah.
She's got a very good edit. It's
Cirie
been nothing but positivity
always
about
has
her.
a good edit.
They're showing her good strategy, and everyone's saying positive things about her to the point where, like, we know we have to eliminate her, but I can't do it.
But again, Cirie always has a good edit. This is how her edit always is.
I know we're just talking about female winners edit.
Yeah.
Potential. I can't say that about Camilla. I can't say that about Tiffany. I can't say that about Angelina. I can't say that about Chrissy. Definitely not about Emily. And then maybe Steph, but it's not like riveting content from her. So I feel good about this list. If anything, maybe we put Christian 1, Jonathan 2. I guess.
That's the only thing I would say. Just swap them. I think we've had Christian 1 the past couple weeks.
I wouldn't fight that too hard. I think they're both going to make it deep in the game. So cool. Well, that settles that.
So,
we'll get a screenshot and post that on socials. And yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
As of right now, who do you think is going to win?
If I have to make a winner pick right now, Rick Devens. If I have to make a winner pick right now. And then for female, Cirie.
I would say Christian and D.
I'm shocked about D. Last winner left. Such a big, easy target. You only got one shot in the dark.
I mean,
who are her allies? Who's actively like sticking up for her? Who's sticking their neck out the way Mike stuck his neck out for Angelina tonight? Who's going to be like not D?
Camilla, Tiff, and D. Camilla and Tiff.
And how much sway do they have? When you got a faction of Coach, Colby, Joe, Jonathan, Steph, all together as a powerful voting block that will not turn on each other.
We've
coming
seen
at
it.
you.
We've seen it happen.
And Camilla's a diehard Coach fan. I don't know if you saw her pregame press, but her favorite player of all time is Coach. She said she wants to work with Coach. So if Camilla's like that. D versus Coach.
But what if Coach? Camilla could easily pull Coach in at that point, and then Coach leaves Joe.
Yeah, and they're gonna say, "Look, this girl's a winner. Get her out of here." So if you said Tiffany, I'd be like, "Yeah, I can see it." But I don't know, man. We'll see in a few weeks.
D. I think D could be our second 2-time female winner.
Maybe if there's another all-winner season, I could see her doing very well on like a Winners at War 2. I could see her doing very well on that. But in a situation like this, where you're playing against 18 other people at this current position, and you're the only one who's won, it's just impossible. It's an impossible situation. If Kyle and Savannah were still in the game, then it's possible.
I mean, again, like you said, only time will tell.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you an early prediction.
We'll look back on this in a few months and reflect.
We're gonna laugh at each other every single week.
All right. Well, one last reminder: if you all have made it this far, please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up here. We will potentially start doing some awards. So if you all in chat have an idea of what we should name our award, let us know. Maybe we do like a MVP and an LVP, best player of the week, worst player of the week, the Aftermath award, and I don't know.
And then also TBD for next week, you might see a substitution for me. You might not be seeing me for 2 weeks. I might have something next Wednesday, unfortunately, but hopefully I'll see you all here anyways.
Yeah, might be me solo. Might have a substitute filling in for Chase Adilla over here, and then
or I still just could be here as normal.
So we'll see. But yeah, I think this is a good point to call it. So I think we covered everything. Anything else you want to touch on before we call it up here? It's getting late on the East Coast. I got to be up early for
this won't
walking
take
my
long,
dog.
But doing math here, we have 19 left. We have 16 people getting voted out. We have 16 days left. At this point, we're down to, I know we've been getting close the past few weeks, but we're getting down to one person a day at this point. We're starting on day 10 tomorrow. So I'm really or next week, sorry, not tomorrow, but I'm really interested to see how they are going to start doing the vote outs, because are we going to see doubles every episode? Are we going to, we've got to.
I think we're in store for double eliminations till the merge, and it might be like 2-day cycles on that, where it's like 2 days of game time and you're getting a double elimination in that 2-day span. And then
I mean, that still averages the one a day. And yeah,
we'll probably get a merge situation where there's 2 or 3 tribes, and then we get another double elimination at the merge where like one person makes the jury, one person doesn't type situation. I also am wondering what this Mr. Beast box that's coming up could be. Is he going to have a thing like, hey, if you leave the game right now, you get $100,000? First person to put their hand up? Maybe.
Oh,
Mr. Beast is notorious for that type of shit.
Absolutely see him doing that. Like,
yeah.
if you know you're at the bottom of the tribe.
And just for the record, you know who would do that instantly? D. Valerdes. She's not winning the game, dude. Quick $100,000? Yep. Thank you, Jeff.
What if that is Mr. Beast's twist?
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, he does that shit.
And that's how they get all the vote offs. Oh, that's huge. That's a really good idea. Wow.
Oh, you know, it'd be even crazier if it's like you put your name in this box if you want to be in consideration for the $100,000. Anybody who puts their name in is eliminated from the game, but only one person gets the money. So you risk like quitting the game and not getting money.
It's like the rice negotiation, except
kinda. Yeah, it's like a prisoner's dilemma. It's like, do you? Yeah, there could be something like that. So I know Mr. Beast is all into these twists, and Jeff is all about the crazy twist in the new era. So we could get a mass casualty. I do think we're going to get a mass casualty at the merge in some type of form, whether that's like mergatory split with multiple tribals.
I think
or
you're
a
honest,
Mr. Beast coin. Who knows, dude?
With Mr. Beast, honestly, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think your guess with if you leave the game now, you win X amount of money. I think you,
or you have the opportunity to win that, but it's not guaranteed. That would be even more.
Yeah. I think
that just goes to show how much I think about this freaking show, man.
All right.
Well, yeah, it's getting late here on the East Coast. It's almost 11. I got to call it. I have an early morning with my doggy, and then a long day of work ahead of me. So it was fun, Chase. We will maybe see you next week. Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe see you next week. Maybe see you in 2 weeks. And only time will tell.
Like and subscribe.
Peace.
Shout out Zach Brown. Bye, everyone.